And in Pacifica, well, Pacifica is still Pacifica. This has been your...
Pacifica is still Pacifica.
There we go. Now we're
As
live.
soon as I know the stream is caught up, yeah, I'll wait for it to hit to the Cyberpunk page, and then I'll know it's all caught up. So we'll have like 10 seconds. Okay, there. So, this was something me and Tally were talking about just before the stream started, so I'm going to be reiterating a little bit of information. But it is in regards to something I had said yesterday, where I was comparing Cyberpunk to Baldur's Gate 3, and I know there's a lot of conversation right now about how Baldur's Gate 3 cannot be the standard for the industry because of like the perfect storm that was there for making it, like the budget, the IP, the amount of time that it took, the team working on it. And I want to clear up that I don't expect Cyberpunk to be like Baldur's Gate in terms of total quality, but what I expect from Cyberpunk is more than it had delivered, because Cyberpunk is an adaptation of a tabletop game. Cyberpunk 2020, I believe, is the name of the... I can't remember if it's just called Cyberpunk or if it's called Cyberpunk 2020. And so when you adapt a tabletop RPG, you expect that the role-playing elements are going to be heavily included in the game, because that's part of the fun of a tabletop RPG, is like creating a character and having those role-play elements. Now they did what they had done with The Witcher, which was V is a character, and you have some choices for V throughout the game, but he or she is a voiced protagonist, and they have like elements to their story to begin with, so it's not a fully custom character RPG, and I can kind of understand that. But even especially coming off of The Witcher, where there are plenty of options for role-playing Geralt in different ways, it's disappointing. And I had talked about this yesterday with Cross, but even simple things like just choosing how you're going to respond to a conversation is important in a role-playing game. I was reminded of a thing in Mass Effect where early on in the game, characters are like asking you about your backstory, and your options are different answers that are completely different. It's like, are you familiar with this thing, blah blah blah, and your answers are like, no, I'm not familiar with that at all. Oh, I've heard of that. Or, oh, I'm very familiar with that. I grew up in the area and maybe like personally experienced it or something like that. And those are really important for role-playing. And those are simple things too, because those don't affect the world or anything like that, but they affect conversations, and that would affect how the game goes forwards, because if the game can then remember that information, it can affect conversations later down the line. And I can understand from a production perspective how, like, creating those and branching conversations and stuff like that are difficult and take a lot of time. But, like, because it's a role-playing game, that's the most important aspect of the role-playing game. And I was complaining about this yesterday, too, where I think it's crappy that Cyberpunk is a FPS game with really lackluster FPS elements, because, for me personally, if I'm going to play an FPS game, the shooting is the most important part to me, or the game feel for being in first person, because even, like, you know, some first person games don't have to be shooters. But for a lot of people, if you're playing an RPG, the RPG elements are the most important thing first, and Cyberpunk doesn't deliver on any of that. To the simplest point, there was a character yesterday that said, "Please sit, we'll have a conversation." If this had simple RPG elements, one of my answers could be, "No thanks, I'll stand and we'll still have this conversation." Ultimately, that won't affect anything but that conversation, but it just gives me the option of being disrespectful to an NPC. And that's part of the role-playing aspect of, like, they told me to do something, and because I'm role-playing, I can choose whether or not that's my answer, that I want to follow along with them. But with this game, the only option was sit and have the conversation. And that's how most of the conversations go in this game, where there are so few options that actually affect a conversation, and most of them are just very very much both the same answer, just worded slightly differently, or cancel out of a conversation. And I think that's really lame, because I think simple things, just flavoring your answer of conversation, is the easiest way to give a player role-playing elements. Now, ideally, you would have options that branch the conversation off to different paths depending on how you choose, but the simplest thing of just be a dick or don't be a dick, or be nice or try and manipulate them or something like that, those are not in this game at all. Outside of it, maybe some obscure side missions. And there's other issues with this game, because side missions are hard to pick because of the way that they show it to you. But that's just me bitching here for 7 minutes. And so it's just, this game is incredibly disappointing. I'm still gonna finish it through for cast, but I just want people to know, like, that's why I have an issue with this game. And I wanted to clear that up, that I don't expect it to hit the same mark as Baldur's Gate, but I expect it to hit marks that RPGs as a genre have hit decades ago. Because this stuff was in the I can't think of the name of the Star Wars game, the BioWare Star
Old
Wars
Republic?
game. Yeah, Old Republic. And that was 2 decades ago. And that's not an exaggeration either. I'm pretty sure Old Republic was 2003-ish. So, like, the fact that this game doesn't have that, I don't accept that it's because games are getting bigger and they're like overscoping and causing issues, blah 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 blah. Like, they need to have that shit down before they start development. And so I think that's a failure of development and not an unrealistic expectation from me. So maybe other people have different opinions on that, but I think it's unrealistic of them to expect that this is an acceptable product.
Right. So, a rant about this game from someone who actually loves this game to pieces. The life paths are completely botched. Right? Completely and utterly. You get, every now and again, a dialogue option that doesn't do a damn thing. Right? Biggest one that I can remember is Meredith Stout. Right? You do with Meredith Stout, and you play as a nomad. Deal with her, and you have an offer. There's a dialogue option where you'd be like, hey, like, your security is mad fucked, I can help with that, because I know exactly how to beat the shit out of your security. And she effectively tells you to fuck off for offering to help. And that's generally the vibe of all of the life path choices. It's just, no thank you. I'm good. When there should be...
We talked about that at the very beginning, and how, like, your life path doesn't really matter at all, and doesn't... The unique opportunities presented for picking your life path don't actually affect anything. And they're so bland that they don't matter, which is really disappointing.
Yeah. And, like, how about this? Another, I have huge issues with the Corpo life path. Because, my god, did they fucking botch that. Like, Cyberpunk's issue is that every single life path turns to Street Kid at the end of the intro. And I think that's total fucking bullshit. Corpo life path begins with you just kind of meeting up in a club with Jackie, and then you get fired, and now you're a street kid. Congratulations. No point in picking Corpo. Simple rewrite. All right. You are let in by some upper what the fuck, that Yorinobu's up to some bullshit, right? And you are being sent to figure out what the hell is going on, and you've got all this funding and whatnot, and you still go through the plot as is. You meet up with Jackie, you meet up with
Well, in the Corpo path, Jackie is one of your Corpo friends, right? Like, he has a job at the corporation, too.
If I could just get
I don't think so. I think he's just one of your buddies. I'm not sure, but I think he's just one of your buddies. Because Jackie's whole thing is that he was in the Valentinos for a while. But
expectations way too high, Goro. Couldn't pull that off, even if you still.
But you know, you meet up with Jackie. He's like, "Hey, I got this gig from Arasaka. I'm gonna rope you in here. It's gonna give you a big fucking payout. Welcome to the big leagues," type shit. Right? You go through. You get the flathead from Militech. You know, just completely bypassing Dexter. Completely bypassing Dexter. We don't deal with it at all.
You will then be
go in, we just sneak around through the tower to try and figure out what the hell Yorinobu is hiding. Yorinobu kills his dad, and we're framed for it.
It is even less mine.
Right, we shove the relic in our heads.
So I do think
it was not
that might set the expectation a little high, because even with, and I'm gonna go compare to Baldur's Gate again. Even with Baldur's Gate, you can have radically different choices to begin the game with, but the game still begins the same way. And so with this game having its 4-hour intro, I don't think it would be feasible to have radically different introductions. And so I can understand their reasoning for immediately abandoning, like, being a Corpo and having a completely different intro. But I do think the fact that you are only part of a corporation for like 10 seconds before they kick you out entirely is totally a missed opportunity.
Sounds like a plan.
Because I think there should have been more to that, and like staying part of a corporation.
Getting more and more used to that.
I don't know.
And now,
they didn't necessarily have to affect the introduction in major ways to still allow those as options.
Yeah, like, I'm severely overcompensating, and I'm not a fucking dev, right?
And in the meantime, you do what? Crack open a can of suds?
I just wish that they did more with that Corpo life path, because that could have been one of the best fucking life paths for story implication.
Now, I do think in a perfect world, it would have been awesome if the intros were completely different, because there are 3, and that was, like, part of the whole thing about tabletop role-playing is, like, how you can have these, like, very different ways of playing and ways of role-playing. So, like,
fucking worked.
Maybe if the intro wasn't 4 fucking hours long, you know, if they had, like, 30 minutes to an hour, then they could have developed 3 wholly unique intros, and then after that, bridge them all together.
Done. System's ours.
But, you know, again, I didn't develop for this game. I am not a developer myself. Maybe that's still too high of an expectation.
But before we discuss that...
Yeah. I don't know. I love this game to bits. I wish it was better. Holding out slim hope for Phantom Liberty. With yourself, my beloved.
I would expect with Phantom Liberty, because all of the work on the engine is done, and maybe with the upgrades to 2.0, this is too high of an expectation, but I would expect, because it's DLC, or not DLC, an expansion, that because of all these systems that are already done, they would have more time to develop more roleplay. So it may be better about that, and more roleplay heavy, and more, like, replayable, different options kind of thing. But we'll see. I expect nothing but I still have hopes, you know? Because that's the easiest way to be never disappointed, right? Like, when Halo Infinite came out,
Even without implants,
all I wanted out of Halo Infinite was Halo gameplay and a Halo ring. And I got those. So I was not disappointed by
look in his eye.
Halo
We'll come
Infinite.
back to this later.
Now, I still have many
What
criticisms
is
about
this?
Halo Infinite, but like,
Hey, yakitori.
my expectations were in check, so I got exactly what I wanted.
Yeah, I'm just extremely
laid the
easy to
plan.
please.
Yeah.
One.
I also
we
don't
break
think it's
into
not
Arasaka Industrial
it's
Park.
it's
One
not a
and a
bad
half.
thing to have
We have
like
Kanako-sama's
loftier
floor.
expectations than me of like the
Two.
bare fucking
During the
minimum.
parade, with my help, you
Like,
eliminated
obviously,
enemy snipers.
if everybody had bare minimum
Three.
expectations for
I
everything,
get onto
then
the float.
so many things
Four.
would just
I
deliver the
convince
bare minimum.
Hanako-sama of
So
the
it's
truth.
good to have bigger expectations than that. But given 343's track records,
Yeah.
you know,
This your elaborate seppuku ritual?
What? Why?
As far as I can see, you're trying to get us killed. Really like to know why.
The risks are substantial, yes, but we have no choice. Hanako-sama is our only chance. You have nothing
Johnny
to
just
lose.
standing
As
over there.
I do. I see it in your eyes.
I get one of the again.
Now,
Me
we
being a
part.
little goober. I love how just
Reconnaissance
Johnny
is
just kind of stands
required.
around,
Yeah.
like he
What are you doing?
like
Don't let him off
Keanu
his
Reeves
leash.
isn't very good,
Let him stray even a couple
but
of feet. You can say goodbye to
he
this fucking army.
perfectly encaptures
Go
the
with it,
vibe of
V.
not wanting to be here.
What is funny is yesterday when like me and Cross were still here, like I was identifying with Johnny more than I had wanted to, because it was just like Johnny is upset about things taking too long, doesn't want to do things, wants to be a psycho. It's like,
And complete power.
They
Surrender it to
Tell me
me.
then, what do we call the murder of my father? Was that not a provocation? Was that not a...
Arasaka, an empire built to last.
Yeah.
Before Yorinobu set fire to
Like
it from
the more you
All of
like
this
find the game's
began
faults,
with
the
him.
more and more you identify
the
with Johnny.
factions, power struggles, all of this. Kusa.
Why'd Saburo
it's gone
tolerate
from
it all?
broken to a 7 out of
Get my
10.
head
I
around
hate. I've talked about this
Get the sun
before.
on the short
If you're a
leash.
regular viewer, I hate numbered
Arasaka-sama was
reviews
strong
of things,
and
because
disciplined
a
man.
7 out of 10
The strongest man
translates
I have
to
ever known.
70% of this game is
And
good
yet,
and 30%
At
of this game is
critical
bad.
moment,
And I don't
he
think
showed a
that
weakness.
means anything.
Yorinobu.
That doesn't tell you
For
anything
his
about the
daughter.
quality of the game. Is the
When
30% of the
Yorinobu
game that's
fought his
bad
band of
so
violence,
bad that it's unplayable?
declared
Then why?
war
Then
on
does
his
the
own
70% that's good even matter if that
Arasaka-sama
30%
could
is
have
unplayable?
crushed
Like,
him with one wall,
if we went for a number review
Yet
of New
he did
Vegas, right?
for he
like,
did not wish
Oh,
his
if you talk
daughter
the
to
RPG
suffer.
elements, oh, I would consider the
When
RPG
Yorinobu
elements like an 8 out of 10.
his tail
What about the
between
shooting
his
elements?
legs.
Oh, I would consider the RPG,
persuade
or the
her
shooting
father
elements
to give him
a
a
2 out of
second
10. It's like,
chance.
well, you still have to
Do you
engage with
understand?
both of those
Hanako-sama
regularly.
saved
And so why would I
Yorinobu
want to
from
play a
the
game that has,
consequences of his deeds.
like, really shitty mechanics that I have to engage with on a regular basis? So it just doesn't make any sense from a... Because it's like,
There's no
I know I
time to
chose 8
waste
and 2,
food.
which do both add up to
Long as
10,
we
but
get
it's like,
Hanako
that's
to
not
play
the
our version of
entirety of the
events.
game.
Conscience could also come into
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Assumes
It,
And-
I don't even know if my rant even
We
makes any
must
sense.
reach her first.
No. I
Time
get
for
you.
some
The issue the main issue that I have
for my
with
call.
numbered reviews is how it's weighted. Right. Right. A big numbered review boils a game down beyond the bare nub of its meaning. Right. Because there is so much that goes into a game. You know, even down to just how the walking feels. How, if you press W, how does that feel? And if the holding W feels bad and you're playing like a first-person game, well, how does that affect like how you interpret the story? Because if you're mad at the movement, you're gonna be bitter throughout the game, and you're listening to what could be a really well done story, just leaves a sour taste in your mouth because the walking is bad. The game is really, really fun. Like, the actual gameplay is really, really fun, but if you're like me, who loves to get, like, sopped up in the story, and the story sucks, I don't want to play the damn game. Because I have no reason, because, like, my drive of finishing the story kind of isn't there. Right? I don't want to just be aimless and be nutso. I can't play Minecraft. I know that Minecraft's a really, really good game. I just can't keep myself to a goal.
I am sending you coordinates. Join me as quickly as you can.
Oops.
It's not. Good job, Will.
I didn't mean...
Good job, Will.
When was the last checkpoint? Please tell me at checkpoints after I wait.
Yeah, I think after you talk to Gamora. Oh, yeah, after you talk to him.
Okay.
But yep, numbered
anyways,
reviews.
finish your,
Yeah, numbered reviews are just too simple, especially if you're talking about overall games. Like, if you give me a numbered review based off of mechanics, I'm going to tell you, okay, why is that like that though?
I honestly believe the crowdsource, like the way Steam does it, just yes or no for recommendation, and then you can look at recommendations. It's like, oh, 90% of people recommend this game. 90% of people recommending a game is different from a 9 out of 10, because a 9 out of 10 says 90% of the game is good, 10% is bad. 90% of the game, 90% of people recommending the game means you are highly likely to enjoy the game, regardless of its faults. And then they can go into like more deep, they can go into more deep criticism of the game after they say they recommend it or not. But I think that's the simplest way of getting a game recommended to you, is just, do you think it's good, yes or no, and do you recommend it to other people? Because I think there are cases where, like, you could say, I don't think this game is very good, but I still recommend it. Like, what I think of Dying Light. I don't think Dying Light is all that people crack it up to be, but I still recommend it because it's got a unique experience, and, like, 4-player open-world co-op is such a fucking rare genre that I can only think of 2 off the top of my head, not counting Halo Infinite. That would be 3. So it would be Dying Light, Ghost Recon Wildlands, and Breakpoint, which I'm counting as 1, and Halo Infinite. So you have 3 there. And I'm sure there's more, but, like, that's such a niche genre that, like, it's still worth playing even if it's not the best, because there's so little of it. But I do think so. It's like Cyberpunk. Do I think it's a good game? Not really. Do I recommend it? Also not really. Doesn't matter what I think of it out of 10. I think those sum up my feelings about the game, you know?
Yeah. I just hate... I blame IGN. I know it's not IGN, but I blame IGN for the over-reliance.
IGN has another issue, which is, like, if you're going by a number-based system, that, and somebody can understand where you like, your reasoning for rating things by a number-based scale. So it's like, if I call a game a 9 out of 10, if you know my opinions about things, you can sort of guess where I'm getting that 9 out of 10 out, and so it'd be like, oh, okay, he gives it 9 out of 10 because it's got really good game mechanics. Maybe it doesn't have the best story, but he doesning really care about that, so he can still be giving it a 9 out of 10 even if it has a dog shit story. But with IGN, because that's a big corporation and there's not one person reviewing every game, you don't really know if it's an opinion that you can trust, because it's a different opinion every time. So it's that same, like, it's that joke where, like, IGN will give one game that's, like, kind of crappy a higher review than a really good game that has a lower review, because the reviewer doesn't really understand the game. Well, if you knew the reviewer and you knew their, like, preferences, then it would be easier to understand whether or not you agree
How'd
with
your
them.
recon go?
So it's like
I believe I have
my
collected
favorite
enough to
example of this
try.
is like Yahtzee from
The
Zero
complex is
Punctuation.
well
I
guarded.
knew
hardly
it.
ever
I knew it.
agree. I hardly ever agree with his
The
opinions on
Flawed stand
things,
in the
but I
main
can tell by the
warehouse.
way that he
Your
describes a
task
game
is simple. To get
probably whether or
inside.
not I will enjoy it,
How?
because of the things
The
that he
more
normally
quiet,
hates
the
and
better.
will harp on
But you
are
have a
things that
thing.
I would normally
I will
enjoy.
not question your skill.
And so, like, if you
Once
have a
there,
reviewer
must
that you
locate the
trust
largest
and you
platform
understand
and
their
infect
opinions
its
on things,
system.
I think that's a
Where
good
you
way
gonna
to, like, get a
I will
baseline
create
judgment for
a
yourself. I
diversion.
think ultimately
They should not
you should be
discover
able to
our
form your own opinions on things, but, like,
Do you
if
know
you're
what
determining
Arasaka
whether or not you're going to
despises the
buy
most,
something,
confuses
you know,
them?
finding reviews
When
is the big
communication
important thing
fails,
first. So,
when
like,
they
have a
cannot
reviewer
talk
that you
to
can
each
trust
other,
and you know
they
their
are
opinions. Now, you
first
can
to
look on
cry.
IGN and you can actually find
Sabotage.
specific reviewers and what games they've
Chorus.
reviewed, and you can decide, oh, I really like this
I'll
reviewer
be
at
in
IGN.
touch.
I'll agree with their opinions on things, on whether or not I should give a game a try. I think that's fine. I think that's good. Oops.
I'm trying to remember what game I got burned by because I heard like reviews were good and then like I just fucking hated
You know
it.
what I got burned by? It's not a game, but I had heard about the movie The Favorite,
Oh, boy.
which is like a period piece about. I think it's been a while since I've watched it, but it's like this servant girl like sort of lies to ingratiate herself to the queen and like sort of get her way into the good graces and things like that. And I had heard the movie was
Things
really
didn't go
good
exactly
from some
as planned.
friends, and we looked up the reviews, and the reviews were not really that good. Like, critic reviews were good, if I remember, but, like, audience reviews were not. And I was like, well, I've been friends with this person for a while. Like, I'll trust their opinion on it. It was the most boring movie I've ever watched. And I dragged Austin to it with me. He was asleep halfway through the movie. It was awful. Like, I cannot express how fucking bad that movie was. And the silliest thing about it was, like, it got like best cinematography or something. And I just remember when I watched the movie, like, they had GoPro shots from, like, corners of rooms, which was, like, super weird and out of place for a period piece. So it was, like, these really fancy, like, Victorian era, like, interiors with, like, a fisheye lens hooked up in a corner of a room. And I was very confused about that choice. And to hear that it had gotten best cinematography for shit like that baffled me. And it just... That's why nowadays, like, at some point I had used to go off of, like, critic reviews for movies to determine whether or not I might like a movie, but nowadays I just go with audience reviews because I can't trust critics anymore. And, like, crowdsource audience stuff, like, I'm pretty basic when it comes to enjoying movies. Like, I'll enjoy a schlocky movie if it's fun, you know? Oh, I just missed both those shots.
Dog, you were standing right in front of you.
I know.
Oh, yeah, movie that I got burned by listening to the wrong people. Fucking the first Spider-Verse movie.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't see it.
People said it was bad.
Yeah, people told me that, you know, like, it was a bad Spider-Man movie. Like, it was a well-animated movie, but it was a bad Spider-Man movie. Right? So I was like, okay, cool, I'll go in and I'll watch it for the animation then. Apparently the animation is supposed to be super good. And I loved it. I loved the Spider-Man movie because it's a good damn Spider-Man movie. So I learned not to trust that particular person about Spider-Man films.
Yeah. And telling her to trust me about movies, because the two movies that I've made her watch, she very much enjoyed. Which were Terminator 2, which she hadn't seen, which was a crime, and The Man from U.N.C.L.E. And we're gonna watch The Nice Guys next.
We are gonna watch that. I've also never seen Princess Bride, so
Princess Bride is also a fantastic movie.
We're being attacked!
I didn't enjoy.
You know what I think about you having not seen The Princess Bride? It's inconceivable.
Yeah, that joke.
Laser focus, come on!
Yeah, that joke went right over my fucking head.
Yes, once you've seen the movie, that will be stuck in your mind.
I didn't enjoy Across the Spider-Verse film as much as Into the Spider-Verse. Well, I know who I'm not gonna trust about movies. I wonder why I, a trans person, would love Across the Spider-Verse more than Into.
Shooting purposes because look this he was alive.
Would you start watching movies on stream instead? That would be good, but like there's this thing with like copyright and shit.
Technically you're allowed to do that on Twitch, I believe, but yeah, I'm not gonna do that on YouTube. I do stream movies in Discord every once in a while to have like a movie night. So like get in the Discord if you're interested.
Yes, Lunar, I've never seen Princess Bride. You can blame my mother.
Okay. Full Sergeant do what was good. Fly to Tokyo. One.
I just may do that. Good work. Now.
So
it
are
is
we
my
gonna
turn.
become CinemaSins?
Can you see?
No.
Chaos.
You're gonna be getting CinemaSins now. I fucking hate CinemaSins.
That roof. That is your will.
No. Not
So,
fucking
in case
CinemaSins.
anybody doesn't know why CinemaSins fucking sucks, it's because Jeremy, the CinemaSins guy, doesn't pay attention to movies. And then chooses to critique the movies based on his wrong interpretation of the story. And so not doing a CinemaSins is something specific I had in mind when I started Caps. Because part of the, I don't pay attention that much to a game that I'm playing sometimes. And so that's why I will go back and pay attention to the story afterwards in the edit, but also
Okay.
part of,
Now we retreat
I'm just
into the
lying
shadows
about the
and
whole
arm
thing anyways,
ourselves with
so I don't
patience.
have to pay that close attention to the story if I'm not going to tell you the truth about the story
Try not
anyways.
to get into any more
CinemaSins claims that they are
As if I
telling you
wasn't
the
in
truth
enough
about
already.
things when they are specifically editing around context or things like that, and also just like there's like really generally pedophilic commentary on CinemaSins, which is really strange. I remember specifically a scene. There was like there was a Harry Potter thing, and it was like Emma Watson isn't old enough to give me a lap dance in this scene. It's like, what? Like, that's weird.
Yeah, never doing CinemaSins. I more take on a
I will
the
wait where we
stupid
met.
parody channel Cinema
By the
Wins.
stalls.
We're like, yeah, people like things.
I would recommend.
People are allowed to like things.
Oh, what's his name? Why can't I remember? Hang on. We're checking my
Alright.
YouTube subscriptions. Hi boy, hi boy, hi boy. I gotta remember. I have hi boy. I recommend him for if you want completely accurate summary, but it's a movie thing. His content is very much in the same vein. His content's a little more helpful because he does actually try and explain most of the movie correctly. But if you're looking for something that's like my content but movies, his content. Highly recommend.
Yeah, I do.
I actually have like a 6th degree of Kevin Bacon with him, because Junkyard Digs was just recently in a High Boy video, and I've done Far Cry 5 with Junkyard Digs.
But anyway, I'm of the opinion that people are allowed to like things. Like, fuck, I'm a diehard Ruby fan for crying out loud.
Yeah. Yeah, and me too. Just, I know I complain a lot about stuff. You are still allowed to like things that I don't enjoy, and I think I've tried to make that as clear as possible, as like, my opinion is not the end-all, be-all of all opinions, and just because I have a lot of opinions about something, negative or positive, does not mean that you have to share those with me. And I think it's healthier for people to form their own opinions, and so you could even, I mean, I could even be like I was talking about earlier, like having a reviewer's whose opinion you trust. You can trust it could be that you trust my opinion. Okay, what the fuck is going on here? This happened yesterday.
My man.
I was in the middle of talking about this. So, you know, you can decide whether or not you like Cyberpunk, but you can see things like that. And then decide for yourself whether or not Cyberpunk is a good game.
Yeah, my biggest point, like, you can love bad things. You're not gonna see that in a super duper well polished game. But it's fucking funny when it
That's
happens.
why I love Ubisoft games. Ubisoft jank is a unique, like, Ubisoft jank is a unique kind of bugginess that you don't get in other games. And that's what makes Ubisoft games so much fun to play.
Oh, here we go. Here's the take for you, Will. The original Modern Warfare 2 was the peak of first-person shooters.
That's a take. It's honestly, so I can understand where that opinion is coming from, and honestly, I don't disagree with it that heavily. If we're talking campaigns, fuck no. If we're talking multiplayer, Call of Duty was the fucking king back in the day. Like, Call of Duty and Halo, there was a reason everybody was arguing about Call of Duty and Halo back in the day, because those two were fucking king. And you can tell which one won out, because even with Halo Infinite, which is going back to, like, way more classic style of Halo, there are still elements that it has borrowed that had won from Call of Duty, like, and simple things that shouldn't have been a Halo versus Call of Duty thing in the first place, like hit markers. I remember arguing with people in, like, middle school about whether or not hit markers were good for games, because I love Halo, but I was also of the opinion that hit markers are important for just understanding whether or not you've hit something. And people were like, no, Halo doesn't need hit markers. It's like, no, I think Halo does need hit markers.
And what'd you think, tasty?
It's just simple shit like that, you know?
I'd argue Halo had a pretty iconic multiplayer. Oh my lord, Halo fans saying iconic? Never could happen.
I advise you to examine it yourself.
I think he knew too after he said there it is, unless it's something different. But yeah, Halo fans cannot shut up about the word iconic, and I've argued with people over what the fucking meaning of iconic is. Because iconic means something is... So with multiplayer, that would actually be the correct use of iconic. Because if you looked at classic Halo multiplayer, that is a defining feature of Halo. When people say, oh, those are classic, iconic Bungie sound design, when its Bungie sound design was 99% stock sound effects that you could find in other things, that's where I draw the line at that being considered iconic. People only consider that iconic because they heard it a lot.
Yeah, like, I hate to burst y'all's bubbles, but the Halo CE shotgun, just the stock SPAS 12. I'm sorry.
Which you can hear in 1,000 other games.
Yeah, like, I'm sorry, dog, but it's not iconic.
If this sounds dangerous,
Sound design
consider that
and
I must
iconic.
leap to the Flawed, enter through a window and meet Hanako-sama face to face.
It's hard to make something iconic, and not everything not everything in a game can be iconic.
Are you ready?
I speak English, I promise.
I'm ready. Question is, are you?
I formed this plan.
What error am
did
I getting
not?
on the stream? Not
All the while ignoring one crucial
viewers
element.
will experience buffering?
Your
Are you guys
friend
experiencing
Odin.
buffering? Hopefully that's not an issue, but on my internet might be.
I'm not getting any buffering
Maybe.
because I have the stream
You're
pulled
gonna
up
be
as well
dropping
to
in
watch
on
Okay,
that kind of
as
stuff.
long as it's working.
And I'm not
it'll be
seeing
fine.
any.
I'm also not super worried about it because I'm not a
Instinct and reflexes win out.
streamer heavy
streamer.
channel, you know.
So I can only hope that I
Halo
will
is
still
so
pass that.
iconic for usage of the color green. What do you
Stay
mean?
safe.
Yeah, and it's brutalism architecture.
Actually,
Uh-oh.
that's a joke, but I want to show you something. Not Paint 3D.
Oh no. Oh no. Well, what did I do?
Oop. I want to draw a square. No, I want to fill in the square with green. Is that... No? How do I fill in a square? Fuck it. Come
It's
on.
like several minutes behind a few times, but I'm also running 67 tabs, so it's probably my fault.
What is this?
What is what?
This. Oh, you can't see it. Look, you'll have to look at the stream.
Okay. It's trying to get there.
Is the stream buffering?
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
okay,
what
I
is
get
this?
You.
This is how iconic Master Chief's color scheme is. And how recognizable it is. Just two colors in a fucking box and you instantly recognize what that's supposed to be. There is actually a study about this, and I wish I could remember what it's actually called. So I'll just generally call it color theory, which is not correct. But it's like there are images that you can find online of like a deconstruction of popular characters that are broken down into just rectangles with their colors. So it's like let me see if I can find these. Oh yeah, here we go.
You found it?
Facebook. Yeah, but okay, this. So like this is an example of like iconography and things being iconic, or like colors being iconic towards a character. Is if you are familiar with what these, like if you've seen these, you can recognize what these colors are a reference to, despite them being abstracted like this. And that's how good those designs are.
Yeah.
So that's just so like you were joking about Halo and the color green being iconic, but like actually, yes.
Actually, kind of.
And that's why when people are like, oh, the Halo TV show shouldn't have even starred Master Chief, it's like, bullshit. Master Chief is the single most recognizable thing about Halo. Of course the Halo TV show had to star Master Chief.
Okay.
Now they fucked it up in other ways completely, but it has to be Chief.
See, here's my always my favorite counter of, you know, it shouldn't have starred the Chief. Who here has watched Nightfall? Huh? Who's watched Nightfall? That's a Halo movie, doesn't star the Chief. Did any of you watch it? No. Because nobody gives a fuck about Locke. Everyone gives a fuck about the Chief. So people are gonna watch shit by the Chief. Right, like, hold on. I'm gonna look something up. Forward Unto Dawn versus
Shouldn't even be out here. Back inside.
Nightfall.
You are close. He's almost in front of you. He's watching the crowd, not his back.
Oh no, what hit him?
Easy beef. No, don't want to do that. What? Is there a
What?
mine?
Did you get hit by a mine?
I think I got hit by a mine.
The only good Halo media that doesn't feature Chief is ODST. We don't mention ODST around here. Sorry. Muted and banned for mentioning ODST. Sorry.
Here's how you can tell if something is iconic. Show a picture of Master Chief to someone who's never played Halo, and they can identify that character. Show a picture of an ODST to someone who's never played Halo, and they wouldn't be able to identify it.
Remember to be careful what you will.
That doesn't mean an ODST is a bad design. It just means Master Chief is way more fucking iconic.
She's somewhere.
Okay, good to go.
Then let us begin. You must reach old snipers before Hanako-sama's float appears. You are close. He's almost in front of you. He's watching the crowd.
Halo music is iconic. Are you gonna keep posting that over and over and over again? The reason so many people hated Halo 5 is because it had little Master Chief content. Oh. Sure.
I mean, partially.
Like, yeah. Like, I love. Okay. I love it when the people who love ODST bitch and moan about Halo 5 because it doesn't have the Chief in it. That's my favorite.
Take the elevator. Take the footbridge at the top to
So
cross
who's
the
going
street.
right
Oh, there's
Yeah.
the mine. Okay. Big obvious red laser that I can't see because I can't see fucking red.
This is like watching my parents fight over something I said. Terrifying, but I'm still watching. Right, but that would imply that I'm married to Will, and that's not happening. He's not my type.
Yeah, I'm not a woman.
This is important. Oda is
Basically.
speaking to someone. I am linking you in. We both can listen.
It's like, I think Halo 5 was an interesting way to take the series, and I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Have I talked about my thoughts about how Halo 5 would have, how I would have written Halo 5 if I had the opportunity?
I don't think you've talked about it on stream.
Oda is here.
Okay.
I will
So
go get
my personal idea for Halo 5
I know that
would
bored down
be
ogre.
that
Try to reach the maintenance area. You can climb up from
y-
there.
I'm like trying to double focus. You would still be able to have your lock chasing chief thing, with the difference being the thing that they are chasing chief for is basically after the Covenant War has ended. There are still Halo rings available, like around, and the UNSC wants to study them or like use their technology to reverse engineer weaponry or things like that, and all Chief wants to do is blow them up.
Too stable.
And so he goes AWOL to start blowing up Halo rings on his own, and the top brass at UNSC don't want that, so they send Locke after him to stop him. And that's your like really basic hook. That's not a full story there, but that's like the elevator pitch, right? So that's all you need to start with, and then you can write the rest of the story from there, right?
There's a drone above you.
1 month after his fighter jet was shot down
Reminds me of Black Ops.
We got
Glad I joined.
plenty of windows. Hey, Jake.
I joined Cyberpunk and hear you talking about Halo.
Yes.
Literally
Of course.
talking
How
about
it goes.
Cyberpunk. Like, I know 343 has a thing for like all of its expanded lore stuff and like linking that in. And if I wanted to continue doing that, there's Hunt the Truth. Hunt the Truth had a pretty good hook for why Locke is chasing down the Chief.
Well, so that was going to be what the plot of Halo 5 was going to follow, and then they like rebooted it 3/4 of the way through.
Yeah.
Like, none of us can know what happened to Halo 5, but what we do know is what ended up was not good.
Yeah, I just
It's not like 343 can't write good stuff. Like, I don't think Halo Infinite's overall plot was good, but I've talked about it. I think their character moments are fantastic in Halo. Did I say Halo 5, Halo Infinite? I don't think the overall plot of Halo Infinite's good, but the character moments are fantastic and some of the best in the series.
yeah, Halo Infinite, like I've recently found the words to figure to say this, but Halo Infinite is Combat Evolved 2. The story is nothing to write home about. It's just bog standard. There's something really, really endearing about it. For Halo Combat Evolved, it was just the fact that, you know, it's a first-person shooter on a controller, and that's really, and it was done really well. Halo Infinite is the character moments, which is, as I said before, I am a sucker for plot. So I love those character moments. I found myself in Infinite wondering not like where the plot was going, but what was going to happen between the Chief and the weapon.
Yeah, that's the important part, right?
Yeah, that's the important bit. I didn't give a fuck about Atriox or the Banished or any of that. I didn't give a fuck. I want to know what was going on with Chief and the weapon.
There was also, I know a lot of people don't trust 343 to make a Halo game because the quality of it suffers, and I would agree with that. But I would, if 343 were to do a remake of Halo 1, I would trust them to write it, because as long as they stick to the original plot, and like moment by moment things could change, but as long as, you know, the original plot is there's a Halo ring, it gets blown up at the end, I would trust them to write a really compelling Halo Combat Evolved that wasn't there for the Bungie Halo. I don't think I'm supposed to be going this way.
You're not. If only we had
a big yellow line telling me the correct way to go.
No, a grapple hook.
Oh, grapple hook, yeah. Every game is improved by a grapple hook. Every
game. Too many people are shipping Chief on the weapon. Welcome to the internet. Have a look around. That is quote fucking Bo Burnham. Just God, I'm out here apparently.
Honestly, I never really agreed with the interpretation of like Chief and Cortana as like a romance thing. I think that was just how it ended up because like male character and female character, but I always viewed them as more like best friends. And I know that would be that sounds a little ridiculous, but it's just like they were, you know, the kind of people that would just like finish each other's sentences, like because of their, you know, Cortana's an AI and Chief is a person. Like, it never made sense for it to be a romantic thing, and it's kind of weird that way. I think it just works better as, like, they're really good friends who work really well together, kind of thing.
Like, I always viewed Chief and Cortana as being, like, two sides of the same coin. And that's why they complement each other so well.
I kind of do feel Infinite sort of tried to go with the more friend angle between Cortana and Chief, and that also fits with like why, I mean, among like, you know, the whole other reasons, but like Chief not wanting to be friends with the weapon, and but like he can't help but like become friends with her because she's so much like Cortana, because she is.
Yeah. It's glaringly obvious.
Surprise! She was Cortana the whole time! Wow! It's like finding out Astarion is a vampire.
Yeah.
He reveals to you a couple hours into the game that he's a vampire, or you find him trying to suck your blood, and it's like, oh, yep, I'm a vampire, you caught me. It's like, you don't say. You're telling me from the moment I met you, when I saw that you had big obvious bite marks and vampire teeth, that you're a vampire? Whoa! It would have been funnier if the reveal was that he was not a vampire. That would have been surprising.
Yeah, like, he's not a vampire. Asterion is just like that. Also, be careful, this hallway is mined to shit. You blew up half of them coming in.
I noticed.
I think Chief should be an asexual icon. Okay. That's not good. Because that implies that in order to be, like, properly ace, you need to have a whole shit ton of bad and terrible things done to you, and I don't necessarily agree with that.
Well, that's part of, like, I don't know if I agree with that interpretation of it, but it was just like, it's not saying that, like, to be ace you have to have a bunch of terrible shit done to you, but I also don't think he would be that great of a
On my way.
ace representation, because him being ace is not necessarily who he is. Him being ace is because of what was done to him.
Yeah. That's kind of what I'm getting at. I'm wording at it wrong.
So it's not his personal choice that he's ace, it's because of all the suppressant drugs and kind of things. So, like, we don't know if Chief would be ace if he wasn't hopped up on a bunch of libido suppressants, you know? I think the best interpretation of Chief has been in the Extended Universe and 343's stuff of showing, like, Chief really cares about everyone, and
Been on a while.
and so, like, showing him as, like, really frustrated whenever he can't save people and, like, upset at seeing that kind of thing, I think really works for Chief. Especially for being, like, a big unstoppable badass of, like, that one of the interpretations of Chief in one of the movies, I think it was like the Fall of Reach adaptation or something like that, he chooses to, like, fail a test or something in order to get everybody to the finish line, because he's that kind of guy.
Yeah, that's Fall
And I
of
think that really works for, like, characterization of Chief.
And, like, you don't even need to go into the extended lore to see that. You see that in Infinite when he is just sitting there, and you can tell dude is mad broken up with Spartan Griffin dying in his arms. Like, he's just very clearly not having it.
Even the dead guys he finds, like the dead characters, you can see, like, there's a Marine when he's floating around that he holds gingerly after, like, just tossing away some Covenant. The dead Spartans, like, he puts his arm on them, and, like, you can feel his sadness despite not ever seeing his face and things like that. It's, like, really well characterized.
Like, the Chief is a person deep down. Chief is simply a people person. Yeah, he is. He's my favorite interpretation of, like, the humanity's hero type thing, where he is very good at what he does, and he's just a good guy.
If there was a remake of the Halo games, I would really like to see achievements for, like, saving every Marine in every level. Like, that would be an insane thing, but that's, like, totally Master Chief worthy level achievement of, like, if you save everybody, that's canon.
For now.
Right? And like, especially, that would make the impact at the end of the game where Cortana reveals that everybody who was left on the Halo ring died. That would make that moment hit a lot harder. Of, like, characterizing Chief as the kind of guy who saves everybody. Like, imagine going through the first level, like Pillar of Autumn, and making sure everybody makes it out. And then at the end of the game, you find out everybody you saved throughout the game is dead. Like, that has some emotional impact to it. Regardless of whether or not those people have faces at all, or personalities, you know?
Online and in
it's
the
just
system.
like, even not from a story
Hanako's
perspective
inside.
or like a empathy perspective, it's like all
all
your hard work doesn't end up mattering, and that's sad.
Chief should be able to have more emotion.
I don't think Chief needs to have emotion necessarily. It's just, I mean, they do it really well in Infinite, where like you can sense how he feels without him having to express his emotions in a normal human way necessarily. It's still human, the way he's expressing them, but like he is very stoic, and those moments you can tell are like behind that facade kind of thing.
He has emotion in it, but I wish it was in older games. Well, that's the thing. Now is a different vision from the older games.
Right. Okay. Yeah. That's yeah. I mean, that's what I'm talking about with like if they remade Halo CE, you know, like giving him emotion and sort of things where he didn't have it.
I would love to have the Pillar of Autumn redone, where instead of the first life pod you get in, it's like the third, and the first two are full of Marines.
Honestly, I think it would be funnier if you can load up. Well, so the life pod you get in at the end of the first level is the very last life pod available.
Yeah,
but watching, like having the option of like saving Marines and loading them up into life pods, and then just launching yourself out of the station without a life pod, like that's Master Chief worthy. And honestly, it would be even more Master Chief worthy if he went back for Keys, and then Keys like orders him to leave him there. Like you cannot save Keys because Keys wants to go down with the ship, and like, but Chief does try and go back for him.
Yeah, like Cole Protocol be damned, I'm going back for you.
And you can show like have an arc with him and Cortana, because like it doesn't have to be that Chief and Cortana are just perfectly in sync at the beginning of Halo 1. Maybe Cortana wants to follow Key's orders and like get off the ship as soon as possible for the safety of it or whatever. And Chief doesn't want to do that, and so they like butt heads a little bit on like what's the best course of action, you know? Like maybe Cortana doesn't really understand like the importance of other human lives at the beginning, and then sort of understands it later on when she sees how hard Chief tries. You know, something like that. I feel like that's easy. Do face cam, no balls? I've done face cam before. I'm gonna do face cam right now.
Fucking
recording this for video, so it's not happening.
I love just talking about game design.
Yeah.
As like someone who knows nothing about game design.
That's my favorite FPS game. I mean, overall, really Halo 2. Like, I mean, that's totally lots of nostalgia, because like Halo 2 is not at all like the perfect FPS game or anything. There are aspects of it that haven't aged well. There are aspects of it that weren't even really that good at the time. Like
Jackal Snipers.
Yeah, Jackal Snipers, but also just like the Arbiter's levels kind of just suck. Like they really give them all the worst levels in Halo 2. And so I can totally understand. I mean, at the time, like there were a lot of people who were like, I don't like the Arbiter. And I can totally understand why, especially with the having the shittiest levels in the game. Like, I think the story around the Arbiter is really cool and really done well in Halo 2, but goddamn, he gets like the majority of the flood levels in Halo 2, and those are not good.
Yeah. Call back to when I was saying that, you know, bad gameplay can ruin a good story. All right, fuck the flood. Fuck Halo 2 flood. Also, you're supposed to knock like 3 times. You were.
I guess I knocked once too early before I didn't see that the options were there, and so I just pressed F. It puts me here.
Yep, it puts you there.
Oh, this guy survived?
Yeah, you knocked him out because you meleeed him.
He's breathing.
So now this means 2 playthroughs I've done where I've accidentally not killed that guy.
Yes.
I didn't mean to not kill him,
Standing in your way now.
but I did.
We press
It's because this weapon has, like, non-lethal on it or something, right? No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Weird.
You just hit him in the face with the butt of your gun.
Okay.
forward.
Well, the first time I played this game, I had a smart gun with a mod that made it so all shots were non-lethal.
Cream.
So I just,
Online
like,
and in
breezed
the
through the
system.
game non-lethally and got a couple of, like,
Hanako's inside.
interesting conversations.
Trying to call someone, I think.
Try to listen. Do not forget to disarm the alarms. I must be able to enter.
危険だと警告されたの。小田とも
I'll
連
make
絡
sure
が
to
取れない
save
し
the game after
何か
this.
変だわ。
パレードを中止すれば弱さを露呈したと
How
思
do
われる。
you feel about the
Yosa.
samurai songs being
Dai.
recorded by Refused? I don't know who Refused
私が
is.
参加したのは
So-
あくまでもお父様を
So,
追
like,
悼
in
する
this
ため
game, I don't know.
Yeah, in this
I don't
game,
know the
in
songs
this
enough in this
この
game.
見せ物では
And I don't
Yeah,
even know if they're
and-
played with copyright turned off, so I don't really know.
だがお前が
Probably
言うなら
not.
中止してもいい。
I'm not a huge fan of the combat soundtrack in this game. I think it's a little bit too much noise. Like,
兄さん
I enjoyed dubstep,
やり
you
終えま
know,
しょう。
when I was younger, but like
花子せっかくの式典
not
だ
so much anymore.
やり終えなければ悔いが残る。
I think companies should give devs more time so games are actually enjoyable. Welcome to
Goro,
capitalism, my
all
friend.
systems jammed.
Yeah, I
Now
mean,
we
it's
have-
not just time, it's management in general, kind of thing. Games need unions and better management for this kind of thing.
お許しをどうか
Like,
話だけでも
business degrees are, in my opinion, one of the worst things that's ever happened to
好きなこ
games.
とを口にしない
これ
で。
が俺にできる最後のご奉仕なのです。三郎様の
Right.
死について真実を明
It's
かすことは
purposefully inflammatory, but when you have people thinking more bottom line on profit than anything else, they're going to be cutting corners, and you just can't do that on the game.
Ram! Shit! Shit! Shit!
He shot her.
Well, it's also just like,
Now we're
you
really
know, the people in charge of
Knew we couldn't trust
making
him. What happened
games
to keeping him on
are
his
people who
leash?
don't know how to make a game most of the time.
Yeah.
So it's like having a business degree and managing a game isn't necessarily an issue. It's just having no sense of game design or like an artistic background is what, or just, you know, having a background of leading people, you know. There's many issues. It's not just one big thing, but it just sucks.
for now. Lost your fucking mind.
There's no time to explain. We must meet.
Where are you?
An abandoned apartment block on Vine Street. Second floor. Number 303.
What do y'all think about Metal Gear Solid being remastered?
Hurry.
I've never played Metal Gear Solid.
The Metal Gear
tell you.
Solid remasters are going to be fucking terrible. Have you seen what they're doing? It looks like with Metal Gear Solid 3, they might be remastering it like fully, but the remastered like collection that they're going to put out is going to run at like 720p.
What the fuck?
It's fucking unacceptable quality.
Isn't it just extreme over-expecting leading developers? What? I don't.
For like why games
do you
are
mean,
coming out
what?
bad.
Yeah, but like I don't get the sentence. Need to play Metal Gear Solid 5? No, I don't. That was the one Metal Gear Solid game that I tried to play and I didn't like it.
I liked it for the gameplay, but the story is still crap. Metal Gear
Yeah.
Solid 5 story is so crap that even Metal Gear fans think it's crap.
Yeah, again, I'm a sucker for story. Right? I swear up and down by the fucking Yoko Taro games. Because I love the way Yoko Taro tells stories. But my god, gameplay is fucking weird.
I hate Stalker. Someone said, well, check out Stalker. I
Yeah.
hate Stalker. I don't like survival games.
I've never played Stalker, and I have absolutely no
I've
interest.
almost definitely talked about Stalker on a stream before, and my hatred of survival games and why. It's just, I don't like them at all. I don't like the aimlessness of survival games, and I don't like the resource gathering aspects or the just the entire presentation of survival games I do not like. I can understand where somebody would like exactly those things that I do not like, and that's where they would enjoy it, but like, bleh.
Let's see, I had my fill on like the Stalker-esque games with Metro. Like, I know they're not the same.
Okay,
But
come inside, quick.
I
feared
tried playing like Metro Last Light in
Now are you gonna tell me what the fuck you were thinking?
2033 or whatever the hell it is.
She tried to
And
enable her tracker.
It's just,
I had no choice.
it's okay.
I offered her
Eagerly
something.
awaiting the Metro rant.
Kidnap
I
Hanako Arasaka.
I haven't played the
Offer her
Metro
a cup
games,
of
or
fucking tea.
I've
Like,
played.
Yes.
I played
she
the first
respectfully
Metro
declined.
game, but this was so long ago that I had a
Tell
really
her
crappy
the truth
PC,
about the Yorino.
and every time I tried to play the game,
No
it would blue screen my
embarrassment.
PC, so I gave up on
And
playing it,
state
and I
your
just
terms
never
clearly.
tried them again, because I have no
Perhaps
desire to play
she will
Metro,
listen.
because it's a genre I have never enjoyed. And there's nothing about Metro that
彼が
would
例の人物です。
set it aside from the other things I don't enjoy, so I just wouldn't enjoy it still, you know?
Have you ever
I was there
played
that night
Just
at Kentucky
Cause?
Plaza.
No. I can
Saw
tell you,
Subaru
I can give you
Arasaka
3
die.
words as to why. Ubisoft
He wasn't
open world.
poisoned.
Yeah.
That's a lie your
I
brother made
don't-
up and spread.
Don't care
Yorinobu is the murderer.
for Ubisoft open worlds at
You
all.
must be mad to think I will listen to such
Have
nonsense.
any of y'all played Lost 2? It's very helpful that you haven't spelled out the entire name of the game. So I don't know what
Isn't
Lost
Just
2
Cause
is.
made by Square Enix, not
I didn't-
Ubisoft?
It's still designed like an Ubisoft open world with like lots of checklisty things to
it's-
it and like copy pasted objective sort of things.
It's an honorary Ubisoft open world.
I haven't
Right?
seen
It's the
Man,
same fucking
Got no
shit.
idea, lady.
Right? It's got a
Got a
grapple hook,
voice in my
which is
head,
fun,
see?
but
An engram.
I don't care.
One of your
Grapple hook is
personality
enough to get me to play the game.
constructs.
What is Lost 2, Armstrong?
I stole the relic Yorinobu tried to peddle off on Netwatch.
And
While I was making my
Tarkov,
escape,
ooh, I have
I got a
opinions
bullet
on
to the brain.
Tarkov.
Relic saved me. But now, the damn thing's killing me.
Tarkov
I
is,
gotta stop it.
not a game I enjoy. It's a game that I can fuck around with with friends, but I will never ever play it on my own.
We can confirm
Because
every word
I
he
hate
speaks,
the,
if only you will help him with the relic.
how do I put this tactfully? I hate realism. I hate realistic games. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them.
You know what so this,
Did you hear that?
bringing up Tarkov,
Go
I
on,
don't
Jay.
understand the appeal of extraction shooters, and nobody who likes extraction shooters can explain what appeals, what's appealing to them about the game, or the genre. I mean, and so like I have no idea why people enjoy extraction shooters. So if anybody likes an extraction shooter, please explain to me why you like them, because I don't understand and nobody can tell me why.
On the ground, asshole! Don't move!
Are we gonna let Takamura die?
No. Yeah, let Takamura die. Castlevania Lord of Shadows 2. Dog, none of us would have fucking gotten that from just LOS 2.
Last chance to get the fuck out of here!
I mean, I loved
Can't leave him back there.
Symphony of the
Forget him,
Night.
guy's toast.
That's
Let
about the
your
only
little wind up,
Castlevania
buddy.
game I've ever played.
Like, dog, I thought you were trying to say Last of Us 2.
Keep blowing ice.
But-
60, they're in the hallway.
Yeah. Extraction shooters have the potential to be fun.
Go, go, go!
They just need to be done right. They need to be less realism
Fucking
and more
dare
game.
float off. Not now. Come on, gotta get the fuck out of the city.
Jake, you're here, right?
In and out, yeah.
You got any hot gaming takes you want to let the stream know?
Think they make these motels especially for
Starfield
loyal
side missions
fuck-ups
are actually
like
good.
us?
Are they?
Oh,
AC's busted.
muted. Banned. Sorry.
The mattress shitter's clogged.
Is that an opinion you actually think, or are you just saying that?
No, for real. Who fucking comes
half
here to sleep?
thing.
We're a couple miles outside Night City.
So I started playing it,
Someone leaving town
and
just keeps driving. Somebody
I
going
did
there
like,
sleeps
I
in
don't
the
know,
damn city.
2 hours of the
What
main
good's a
missions,
motel in the middle of
and that's kind of
nowhere?
like when it opened up to, you know, just do whatever. And
Johnny,
I played another
Yeah?
10 hours of just side missions,
your gonk mouth.
and I didn't not have fun.
Saying random shit ain't gonna help anyone.
I do
But
think
that doesn't
that falls in
necessarily
line
mean
with,
that they're
How
good.
the tables have turned.
Yeah, that does fall in line with
Johnny,
like other
for crying
Bethesda
out
stuff, where like they just make the most lackluster main story missions to just like get through a story, but then they actually can like stretch their creative limbs with the side stuff.
On us ending up like Takamura.
Yeah. And I have no idea what the main story is about. I've just been doing side missions.
Car.
You just collect more of those
This hour in this
stupid
place.
alien thingies,
Fuck.
and that's it.
Just one.
Alien thingies?
Yeah, I don't know,
Finger
whatever
on
the
the
panels
trophy.
that give you alien powers.
Oh,
God,
yeah.
this is a loaded question. Have I played Celeste? See,
Kelly's not good enough at games to play Celeste.
you're right.
Not a word.
Technically, yes, I have played Celeste. Technically, yes. Not beaten it, not anywhere close,
Don't touch
because
that door.
I suck at platformers.
Finally. Ugh. That on the wall,
I'm
is that
really, really bad at platformers,
Not the last
especially
star
those
on
that
this
are like
dump.
of the Super Meat Boy
So,
style,
you were
where
saying,
it's super
got a
quick,
message?
lots of dashes, lots of movement.
sitting right here? It'll start
I think
soon.
you'd like
But-
Super Mario speedrunning.
What if I kicked
What
your
a story.
shins really hard, and then I hit you with a razor scooter?
It's a
I feel like that's just a little overboard.
Proxy.
That's kind of mean.
I don't know if you noticed, but I'm mean. I'm a mean person.
I must make one thing
I don't think any
clear,
of us. Did you
I
enjoy
still
SCP
think
Containment
you are
Breach? I don't think any of us have
Chronicle.
played Containment
That you.
Breach.
but I
Yeah,
can fool
and I have
myself no
absolutely no
longer.
desire to.
I believe you.
He's like, I'm a casual SCP enjoyer, but like, not
So
enough
now
to play
that you
any
know
games.
and believe. What's next?
My biggest involvement with SCP would
Your
be
noble
watching
plans
other
at a
people play the
tantrum
games. I'm
corporation's
not gonna
very
pay for them.
important. I
Yeah.
must act while the wound is fresh, and you will help me. You are
SCP is such a
living proof of
strange
his
thing
crime and treason.
in general, because it's like
SCP-5K still
Decided already.
doesn't change
Is
anything.
that
I don't
it?
think any of us have played it.
you're
no
thinking
position
Mystery
to
Science
set
Theater
conditions.
3000.
And what if
I
I
think. Unless
obliged
that's just a
to
joke.
cooperate?
SCP-5K.
Swarm of proxies to do that. He's here, talking.
But yeah,
It's
so
because you're
SCP
alone.
is an interesting thing
You
because it's
don't
like
have anyone
because
else
it's
you can
all
turn to.
based off of like
This is
user
true.
submitted stories.
So
There
what
is
are your
like some
terms?
genuinely
Wanna know
good,
everything you
well
know
written
about
SCPs
Mikoshi.
with like interesting ideas, and then there's stuff like it's an
Mikoshi,
evil IKEA.
one of my father's flagship projects.
That's one of the good ones.
The
though.
infinite,
But
the
there-
infinite
there-
IKEA
there's
is one of
like-
my best.
There's like a bunch of really crappy
all around
SCPs.
Think of it
The
as
infinite
The
idea.
SCP
one
that
of
doesn't
the
exist is my favorite.
digitized psyches.
Try
The
a
SCP
prison.
that doesn't exist. Oh,
A
the
matter
one
of
where you can't
perspective.
know anything about
In
it.
any case, that is not.
Also,
No,
I
you
believe-
can know stuff about it, but there's nothing
Not
to know
without
because it
extensive
just
knowledge
it doesn't
of the
exist.
relic and the construct creation
Well,
procedure.
I was thinking of the one where you can learn something about it, but then you'll just like instantly
Track
forget
down
it.
your runaway. Hellman was hiding under
Because you can know what it, you can know what it isn't, but you can't know what it is.
Chatted. Think sooner or later the engram will completely
Let me read the first like 3
Process
sentences.
can't be stopped.
SCP
Surprisingly
3930.
deterministic conclusion
That is
for
what I'm
a
thinking
man
of, yeah.
Science.
It is? Okay.
At the very
Yeah, that
least,
is what
I
I'm
got my
thinking of,
hands on the relic
3930.
schematics. Got detailed information about its inner
Where is
workings. Project tech
I think that's what I'm
documentation.
thinking of.
All useful.
Isn't it
Even
also
more
like the
so
SCP
given
website
Hellman
is an
still
SCP?
alive. I will
Isn't that a thing?
contact him and explain that one does
No,
not
the
leave
SCP
Arasaka
website
by
isn't
the
a
back
thing.
door.
Isn't a thing as its own SCP,
Managed to
but
make contact with all
there
its
is a
cunning
running
men.
thing where the SCP Foundation
Cunningham.
knows that
Very
it's
same who invented
like a
Soul
work
Killer,
of fiction.
using her modified version now.
Like
That
it
should
knows
be
that
more
like there
useful.
are.
That's about the extent of what we've got. What now?
Fuck, what the hell am I thinking? There's one that
Let us
there's
meet in
something in
person
particular that I'm thinking of.
at
A sheet,
Embers
like
in
a
the
sheet of
city
papers,
center.
right?
It is discreet.
Sheet
Just remember
of
one
papers
thing.
is an SCP
now
where like
on, we
every time
both
a new
must
paper, a piece of paper shows up,
extreme
there's a new
caution.
SCP, and that leads to the Foundation thinking like, hey, maybe like our entire universe is fake, and there are other beings reaching into our universe
my
and
job
creating stuff, but they're incomprehensible to us.
Know what?
What?
Think I'd have rather had a wave of suck.
Also, I was wrong. 3930 is not what I'm thinking of. 3930 is a pattern
Got what
screamer,
we
and not
wanted.
the
Don't tell me that proxy got to you.
Fuck you.
Come on, think about it. Yesterday,
Not the one where
Hanako
you-
was living in a world that was completely safe for her. What she got on her hands
I
now.
know there was a guy
A
that
foreign
used to
city,
commission me to
a
make art
homicidal
about
brother,
an
and a
SCP.
fucking thief. It's why she's
It was like a Wendigo. It was like a fox with a skull head.
And she's shitting herself more than we are.
oh no.
It
Was
was
that-
never.
was it Mac?
It was never like
Did you say clink?
smut, but it was like very much borderline
Sound
smut.
of her attaching her
Okay,
leash.
I know exactly the SCP you're talking about because there's only one SCP that
think
gets the
it's-
fucking treatment.
1471. I think that was it.
Yeah. Let's see.
If I remember correctly.
I only remember the name of Mallow.
Get ready.
3701. Yeah. Yep. Mallow.
I made a reference to it in Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
Cast. Yeah, it was a reference I wish I didn't know. That was the joke.
Good old Mallow.
Johnny.
God, people are horny.
That guy
The
owns
sea breeze.
an assault rifle with
Get up.
hentai
Pacific's beautiful this time
Ahiga
of
faces
day.
on it.
That's gross. What the fuck?
He was banned from the server,
Almost flatlined
the
by
Discord
that
server a
attack.
while ago, but for other things. But like, ugh.
Almost.
I like to
We
imagine
in,
still watching the stream.
Pacifica? What's
Hello.
this building?
Old hotel, the Pistis Sophia. We're her sole guests right now. Wanted to show you something. Come on.
Why bring me here? Of all places.
Give me a minute. You'll see.
You took over.
Couldn't just leave you there, could I?
Why the fuck are the cops outside? I like how these Cyberpunk streams have been talking about stuff because the game is so boring.
Oh yeah, the game is
Did
incredibly
you want
boring.
to pop the pill?
Yep, I've always maintained we'll talk about the game when
Clear,
the
Chrome.
game
If
gives
I'd
us something to
wanted
talk
full
about.
Control,
Yeah.
I'd have taken it already. Lots earlier.
Everybody loves getting gameplay ripped away from them, right?
Honestly, dude, just be happy it's almost over.
No doubts.
You got like two more missions
Just when you were
left.
gonna drop them.
Is it really?
Your conscience poked you in the
Yeah,
gut.
this is the last
So
mission
Johnny
apparently. If you
Silverhand's
choose
got a
like
conscience
the most
after
basic
all.
ass ending.
Christ, can we
Yeah,
just
if you
drop
if you
it?
want to
like
get
leaving on
basic
the bus?
ending. Yeah, leaving on the bus.
Climb through the window. Can manage that,
Well,
I think.
maybe. Yeah, leaving on the bus. If that's the ending you're going for.
You wanted
I
to
remember
know
the first
why
time I played
brought
this, I got the
you
most
here.
boring ending where you end up on the space
There's a
station and
hidey
have to
hole
go
where
through
I'm
physical
standing.
therapy
Open it.
Yeah,
until you
it's a
give
very-
up.
It's like one of the worst endings.
Yeah. And it was one of the worst endings purely because I thought I was being good by
Is yours.
not
They
by
were.
telling Pan Am to
Belong
stay
to
safe
you
and
now.
not be with me
Why you
during the
giving me
final
these?
confrontation.
Imagine we're
I was like,
deployed
oh, I don't
together,
want her to get
fighting in a war, side
to get
by
hurt or
side.
anything. I'll leave her out. And the game was
Would
like,
you
nope.
take a bullet
Actually,
for
she
it?
was actually really important for getting a good ending.
Yeah, like
It's like,
Dumbass
fuck you.
question.
Phantom
Yes or
Liberty
no?
is supposed to give a new ending for the game, but we'll see how that turns out.
I don't know.
Answer me.
I don't know what I'm answering yes or no to.
Just say yes.
No.
Would you take a bullet for
wouldn't.
me?
Tags belong to a man who sacrificed his life for mine in Mexico. Been thinking
This is
about
another thing
our
that's just like a very simple
predicament.
thing to
Want to be
implement.
clear.
Um,
I will do you
Baldur's
no
Gate 3
wrong.
has a little thing that
When
you
the
can
time
click to
comes,
review
it'll
the
be my
conversation in
life
case
for
you've missed
yours.
some
I'll
dialogue.
agree to get wiped. Tags
Yeah,
are
the
proof of
dialogue.
my
That's
promise.
nice for
But
any game with dialogue.
Kind gesture, I guess. But you can't really give me something I already have. Body's mine. Always has been. It's my decision, not
Let's
an
not
intruder's.
talk on it anymore for now, okay?
So if you choose the bus ending, do you not go through like the
You
Arasaka
seriously considering
fight and
Hanukkah's
everything?
offer?
And fight, what's his face?
No, you still need to fight. What's his face?
Don't
Okay.
start
Because
again.
the bus ending
Listen, you'll
is,
do what
if
you
I
think's
remember right, giving
You're
Johnny
in
the
charge
body.
here. Just got one request.
Oh.
Well,
Because
Adam
that's the bus
Smasher,
ending.
Fucker
Because
who got the better
Well, I
of
don't want to give him my body.
whatever happens to me. I
yeah,
want him
like
zeroed,
right now you're
gone,
stuck in
tossed
one of
into
two
the
endings. You're
wind
going
as
to the space
mulch.
station, or
not about
you
to
could
risk
just
my skin to
you could just
satisfy
kill
some
yourself.
revenge
I
fantasy.
think I might do
that is
that.
also
No
an
risk
option.
involved.
Yeah.
Rogue
You
will
could
have
do
your
that.
back.
And it'd be really funny.
It's important to me, and it's just as important for her.
Not sure Rogue's a sentimental type.
Bitter bitch these days, said it yourself. And it has been a while. So I'll jog
We're
her
going to
memory
skip the
myself.
letting Johnny have our body
You'll
moment.
drop the pills from Misty, and I'll steer the ship for a bit.
I'm not at all excited about this plan. Realize that, right?
Just gonna have a quick chat with Rogue about Smasher. Then I'm out, I promise.
Should we let him have our body?
No, fuck
Fucking
him.
lying.
No.
Well, I know he's
Asking too much.
lying,
Sooner or later, you'll have to find
but should
a
we
way
just
to
let it
approach
happen?
Rogue could be the ace you need.
I mean, like, if you want to get this game over faster, then go for it. But
No. Refuse to let you manipulate me again.
Huh. Not working, is it?
But that's a
not.
side mission, and
This
we're not doing
discussion's over.
it.
Fine, I get it. Should you change your mind, give me a lift to the afterlife.
Feeling better. Should get going.
Still feel
I guess
a
it is
sharp
technically a
something
side
near
mission,
your
isn't it?
heart.
Doubt that's ever going away.
So we're not.
I love
So-
how they give you the option, and then even if you choose not to take the
The hotel
option, they
pissed
put
to
the option
Sophia.
on the table
Is
anyways.
that right?
Yeah, that's exactly
Good
how
place
much
to
this game
die.
actually cares about RPG
not
elements.
today.
It's just no means oh okay, well, see you later. No means no, Cyberpunk.
No. You have to do it.
Ow.
You shouldn't get hit. It hurts.
Bring my car fucking closer.
Jesus Christ.
Disturbance reported in Pacifica. Any available units?
Roger that, dispatch, but we'll need backup.
The fucking scream that they make, where it's like
You there?
they all scream at the same time in the same voice, that shit's gonna be in my fucking nightmares.
Yeah, it's all just. I had a dream that I was piloting a mech. That's all I remember about the dream. Just last
Sounds like
night.
you were having a dream about playing a better game.
Yeah, maybe.
Suspect's vehicle has been located. Details have been sent.
Why did I choose to drive? I could have fast traveled.
yeah, you could have.
I mean, driving's fine. Why did you choose to fucking bop that person in the head?
Because I've been doing that a lot.
Oh, okay, I missed it.
Yeah, I've been murdering people left and right. Because I'm a psycho.
We know. Anybody with a brain should know that.
Are you sure you don't want Keanu Silverhand inside your body? No, I wouldn't. honestly.
I'd let Keanu inside my body.
I know you would, Hambo, you fucking freak.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. You're not allowed to call anyone a freak. You are the last person who can judge someone.
Right. That's what makes me judging people so funny.
Code 0. I
That's
repeat,
cool, the
code
Akira
0
slide.
in this area. All units resume normal
The
duty.
what slide?
The Akira slide.
I heard you the first time.
Yes.
What?
It's a fucking power
You've
slide.
seen
You've
it,
never
Tally,
power
even if
slid
you
a
haven't seen
motorcycle.
Akira. Because it's in everything.
I've never heard it called the Akira slide before.
So that's where it's from. It's originally
You're
from
at-
an anime movie called Akira.
Interesting.
God, I feel sick. Don't like this at all. This porcelain bitch is the worst kind of news. Listen, first sign of trouble, eat Delta.
You're
Oh.
Delta?
Delta
Yeah,
Force?
Awkward
Delta
silence.
Flight, fuck you. I'm gonna kill Hanako.
She emptied the place. Shit.
Excellent. You have come.
I did? I mean, I think you're hot, but not that hot.
Let's step to it then.
I think your
Before we
eyes are a bit
discuss
creepy for me.
details, I feel I owe you an explanation. I must tell you why I changed my mind and wish to help.
Not sure there's a person alive who
Not
could just
sure
make
of
me
anything.
come instantly from looking
You
at them.
trust me? If Yorinobu killed your
Well,
father,
I mean, Will. Come
now
on now.
I knew from the start.
you knew.
All the board members knew. Not one soul even slightly interested in the matter believed in the poisoning. Details were disparate, inconsistent.
Helped your brother cover up. Makes you no better than him. Not a smidge.
You do not know my family. Not in the least. My father had flaws.
What an immaculate defense.
I know this.
What?
I harbor no
I
illusions
said,
about
what an
it.
immaculate defense for
When a
that.
foe
You
needed
do not
removal,
know our
my
ways.
father
Actually, no.
ordered it without a thought to
you're
mercy.
wrong, because,
A way of being
uh,
Yorinobu could not abide. But to
XYZ.
my father,
it's my
and
Hanako
favorite
is
Rush
rejecting right
song.
now.
means.
But,
Saburo
Big
Arasaka
time
has
Rush.
always valued just one thing.
no.
Do you know what it is?
We were gonna talk biz, specifics.
Let us do so. Did you bring Soul Killer, as we agreed you
Finger
would?
on the trigger, don't say a word.
Take me for a fool. Think I'd fall for that? Got plans to walk out of here alive.
Had I any ill intentions, I would have chosen a side far more discreet than this.
I don't know, this seems
We are
pretty
here
discreet to
because I
me.
know how to save
Far
your
more
life.
discreet than my own
I
fucking
can
house.
lead you to Mikoshi.
This is like a restaurant.
Meaning? Mikoshi
Yeah,
don't
this is
exist
the
in
restaurant,
real
dog.
space.
Pay attention.
Yet its
It's my
access
turn to pay
points do,
attention today.
and one is very near.
You
I've been
all,
brain
it's
cell
never
today.
your turn to pay attention.
Here in Night City.
It was my turn
beneath
yesterday. What do you
Arasaka
mean?
Tower.
And you
We
probably
oughta
still
leave.
didn't.
Right
I
now.
did. Hey,
Shut up. For
I
one
did.
goddamn minute, shut up.
This is gonna be a disaster.
Sure know how to prick up my ears. Go on, talk.
My brother.
You catch a whiff of that? Smells like shit. Careful not to step in it.
He must be made to take responsibility for his deeds.
I do love how you're just fucking naked.
it gets funnier every time.
It really does.
Just say it. Be easier that way.
I want him punished.
Still vague. You want him dead.
No one is hot.
I want the
at
Arasaka
least not me.
Corporation
I'm
to
so
know
tired
the
of hearing about
truth.
celebrity
How you
crushes
plan
and
to
stuff.
do this?
So, you mean to
Yorinobu.
say you're not randomly attracted to random people? I think that's normal.
That dude's been talking about how
Yorinobu will
he's
soon
like the
call a
entire fucking
meeting
time he's
of
been in
the board.
chat. So
Representatives of all factions are expected
Everybody
to
saw
attend.
her neck freaking out, right?
The
Yeah, I
perfect
saw that.
moment for them to learn the circumstances
So how
of
many
my
glitches
father's
did I miss
death.
today?
I will get you.
There's that one car.
Yeah,
you
there was another
will
cop car
testify
that was
against
completely burned
my
out,
brother.
just driving.
Testify. Listen. mind if
Wait,
I'm straight with you?
driving?
Yes,
Help
it had
me
no
get rid
wheels.
of
It
your
was
novel.
completely destroyed.
I
People
will
were in
help
it,
you
and it
get
was
rid of
moving.
the construct.
That's beautiful.
Don't like this at all. Sounds like you want to use me.
No. I simply offer you an opportunity.
Not the first to try.
But what if
I
am
mean,
the
like,
last?
if my options were limited, I'd
you
let her use
cannot
me.
take that chance.
Let's fly
Ayo.
the fuck out of here.
V, do you feel all right?
I do think it's kind of
Middling
funny, the
of
idea of
the-
just like killing myself as an option at the end of this. It's like after all the climax, I just blow
It
my
seems
brains
you are
out.
running out of
Well,
time.
no, it's not even that. You just kind of
Don't
sit there
delay.
and you just die.
Make your
No
decision.
worries. About that.
Like you can
use
just
some air
you can
right
just kill
now.
yourself.
How long until the game crashes? Dog, are you trying to curse the run?
The game crashed at the beginning, but hasn't since.
Yeah. We got our one crash out of the way.
Hanako sees this naked man coughing blood, and she's like, "Yeah, that's fine."
What am I doing? I'm showing you what it's like to feel fucking trapped. Asked you, warned you, but you've insisted on not giving a shit. Now this porcelain cunt's gonna use you in her fancy scheme.
You got a problem with that? Because that's what we wanted. We know we're
The gates to Makoshi. Yeah, beneath Saka Tower. And what's that give us?
What?
What's that fucking give us?
I don't know yet. Haven't decided anything.
Then we got a real fucking problem, don't we? Great, you checking out again?
All right.
Bedtime.
Is this what it's like to be in college?
Yeah, basically.
Arguments with your schizo double personality and passing out in elevators? Hell
Just
yeah.
say dead. Oh,
Am I?
No, that's not what you think. Not yet, anyway.
Easy there. Don't move just yet.
Vicky.
Vic?
You're in pain, I know. Delirious when you arrived, so I had to dose you with beta-haloperidol.
Yeah. Whatever
Has anyone
that
done
is.
an ancestry on
Sensitivity's a
Will?
good
Is he
sign.
distantly related
Means
to
your
Todd
optic
Howard?
nerves
That would
aren't
explain why
damaged.
every game he plays breaks.
How'd I get here?
Distant cousin to
Dragged
Todd
yourself
Howard.
here, beat
Confirmed.
the
Will,
hell
it
and
was some
back.
bone marrow. We gotta
Missed
find out
a
where
hell
you
of a
come
fright.
from.
Bone marrow.
Then you shoved my patient at the time off the table and demanded you be treated immediately.
Tell him it was your guardian angel.
Huh?
I, wasn't completely myself.
Yeah, I know. And that's a bit worrying.
Order
I gotta go.
weaker poison next
Alright,
time.
see you, Tyler.
This ain't no joke, kid.
Bye, Taco.
Like,
As I see it, there won't be
I like
a
how
next
after we
time.
had that big long conversation of just ranting,
All
it's,
right.
it's devolved
That
back
should be a
into
little
just
better.
boredly watching
Try
the game
sitting up.
unfold.
Carefully.
Give us a topic,
Okay.
dog. Let's talk.
Don't expect a miracle.
I don't know. Talk about stuff.
Slowly.
Give us a topic.
oh,
Another victory for the history books.
Even the game doesn't know.
How much longer is this going to go on?
You tell
Uh-oh.
me.
Looking at you, not long at all. Next attack, you won't be able to crawl back here. You'll flatline in some back alley.
Why is bro so
This
aggro
is
all of
your
a sudden?
last
Holy
chance
shit.
to take
he
matters
doesn't
into
want us
your
to
own
fucking
hands. Understand?
Take matters into my own hands? The fuck you think I've been doing?
Well, whatever it is, it keeps landing you on my table.
I've been here once,
Now,
dude.
see that setup over there?
huh?
And the second time when you were about to die.
You'll find something there that'll help
Well, the
you
first
end
time I
this
came here
on your
willingly.
own
The
terms.
the first time I was almost dead. I ended up here.
If you can manage to
That was the
cross
one
those
other
few
time.
yards, the rest will be up to you.
So that's
and
twice.
You alone.
Well, I chose to come here the first time. The second
On your
time I
own
had to come here.
terms, huh?
But you said you've only been here once, and 1
Yeah.
plus 1
Really
equals
subtle
2.
there,
Well, he said
Doc.
because of this, it's landed me here. Because of
Oh.
this thing, it's only landed me here one other time.
I missed that.
Give it a fucking
I'm the
rest,
dummy.
Johnny. It's my decision, and I gotta think about it. Need to stretch your noodle? Fine.
Just
Not in this basement.
V, Christ, you're talking out loud.
Not gonna take
Oh,
this
wow.
way to kill
What?
yourself.
Just go fix this thing.
Is this not where I... Oh, this is where I
Think
kill
I can
myself?
do it.
This is no. This is where you take the
Whatever
stuff where you
decide.
can.
Let's make sure to get out of here first.
As if you need another gun. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Hey V, I
Just
heard
blow my brains out with that really big
Well-
shotgun.
your thoughts.
Shouldn't have had to.
I'll do it
Sorry about that.
Nirvana
No need to be.
style.
I know what's going on. And I know it won't be easy
That's a bad
for
joke.
either of you. If you don't want to decide here,
I don't
I
think
know a
anybody
much
in the
better
chat
place.
even gets what that means, so I think
Sure, lead the way.
Yeah, everyone in
Why
the
is this
chat's
spot
probably too
special?
young.
I took Jackie there once. It's not far.
Jackie, what's he got to do with any of this?
You'll see. Come on.
I want to blow my brains out.
That's what you're gonna do.
Of course.
That
End
should
of
have
the
been
game.
done way earlier in the game, and then you wouldn't have to play the rest of it.
It would be really funny if you could do that within like the first 10 minutes. Yeah.
Wow. What the fuck?
That
immediately
pair of
just
shoes
over-
was too much.
Just immediately encumbered yourself. Hats. I don't think that bulletproof helmet's gonna help you.
There we go. That would be really funny. I just shoot myself in the head and it doesn't work.
Top floor.
Why not just get rid of all the shit you don't need?
He had the same glum face.
Because the game's about to be over.
Jack?
This is it, Chica. I'm done for.
Doesn't sound like the Jackie I knew.
That was a long time ago. His mom had just found out he'd signed up with the Valentinos.
Blowing your brains out is what most people want to do after playing this game.
Wells on one
You
shoulder.
overestimate how many people would have made it this far if they didn't like the game.
Life was
You're one of them.
I'm doing this out of necessity for the job.
bet on himself. After.
Masochism is one hell of a drug.
I don't know about that many people who just hate play a game
See
all
that?
the way to completion.
Besides you.
Why do you think I keep playing Counter-Strike?
I come here when I need
No,
to get away.
multiplayer games, I will hand you
You
that. There are a
always
lot of
my
people I
thoughts.
know who hate play
She's
multiplayer
onto something.
games.
Ought to sit, mull through some shit yourself.
I shot myself to get away from Keanu. He ruined the
Beyond my
game for me.
thoughts.
Well, more than all the rest of the
Beyond
game, I guess.
unachievable these days.
Oh yeah,
That's
here
such
we
a
go.
That's such a stupid question. Obviously, he decided to live.
The most awkward silence yet, baby.
It's so long.
It really is.
Oh,
Take your time.
Bye.
She's like,
Fucking scared me, know that? Thought you were on your way out.
I am on my way out.
no, still here.
For now. You know, should call anyone you want to say goodbye to.
Worst case
Call Judy.
scenario. That what you expect?
Call Judy.
No. But whatever you decide, risk's gonna be high. If things don't go
Yeah, I'm
our
not gonna
way,
call anybody. I'm just gonna blow my brains
just
out.
fucking do it. Anyone you gotta talk
Yeah.
to,
Quiet
now's
legend.
the time. Pills can wait.
No, not really my style. Goodbyes.
You do you. Come a long way to get here, haven't we? Just think, it all started in a fucking landfill.
Then you tried to kill me.
Exactly what I mean. Here we are now, together, soaking in this vista, Night City.
See, now he's like,
My
oh,
only
we're such good
regret's that I
friends, and
won't
we've
get
had
to
so many
see
good
how it
adventures
all ends.
together.
You're the one who rejects the only option we got left.
Cooperating with monsters like
Honestly,
them,
if this game was more
anything's
like
better.
aware of your choices, it would be like, remember that time when oh
It's
jeez,
worth taking a chance in Arasaka.
The fuck was that?
Do I not
God,
have
how
the
you
option
so
to blow my brains
fucking
out?
stubborn?
Inherited your finer traits.
I don't think
Is
you're
it still
done yet.
upcoming? Okay. Give me the gun.
You absolutely sure? No going back on this, you know.
This is the answer I want it to be, right?
Yes.
There is another option, you know.
What?
We put all this, the pills, everything, to bed.
If we don't try something, anything, we're both doomed.
I know.
Up close nipple shot.
Exactly why we'll do one last thing.
I think
Okay.
you might have just fucked yourself.
Lost me. Realize the shit we've been through to get this far.
Sure do.
Someone couldn't
To
handle the
let
up
it
close
all
nipple
go
shot.
now.
They left.
Why?
Cleanest, least bloody option. We try anything else, people will die.
People die. It's the way of things.
Am I worth their sacrifice? Or you? Besides, it's the only way we'll both be aware.
Of what? Death?
The moment life escapes.
Never really gave it a thought. Funny how you still manage to surprise me sometimes.
Might be something I learned from you.
V, you sure about this?
As long as you got nothing against it.
Not how I'd have done it. But that's all right.
Just like that. No pushback.
Huh. Might have learned a little something from you, too. Is it time?
You know,
So wait, do I
really is
just
beautiful.
die here? I don't even blow my brains out?
Been nice
We're about to
working
find
with
out.
you, V.
Yeah.
You just will yourself to death.
Now it's pre-rendered cutscene. Okay.
Wow, you didn't even get to see you kill yourself. There's no
Just
way you
hear
would have
it.
heard that shot from that far away.
It's symbolic.
Game over.
Now you get to play the DLC.
No, there's no fucking point. I mean, he...
Do it. You'll see. It'll help.
You can see all the people I've affected throughout the game, who are
Sophie,
people
You
I
get to
don't
see
care
all the
about.
you get to see all the Pavels too.
as nice as they say. Cause down here, it's still shit. Hell, might even be worse than before. Just wish I had done more. So things might have come out different.
Positive energy, Victor.
I'm gonna miss you, kid.
Hey, V. I was thinking about you the other day, and I thought I'd just give you a call. I know.
Got not enough
pointless,
lotion for this cutscene.
But
No horny in chat.
once upon a time, people were talking to graves, and nobody batted an eyelid, right?
You know, these cutscenes would mean a lot more if
When I
they
said I was thinking
actually
about
built this up or made a
I
good
meant
game.
a lot.
It means more if you like spend some time doing any side missions with these characters, but like having spent the littlest amount of time with these characters possible, it's like, why is Judy calling me up like we're friends? I spoke to her like once.
Still, V.
Wait for Pan Am to spill her guts, even though you didn't do shit with her either.
Yeah.
What happens when... Shit, I can't do
This whole game is just an anti-suicide message.
I feel like with Judy it sucks more because
Just wanted to tell you.
both of her friends.
I really
killed
hope there is an
themselves.
afterlife.
Yeah.
Want to know why? Because that means one day we'll see each other again. And I'm gonna make you wish you never met me.
Hey Hambo, where's this company from?
Or did you think about nothing at all? Is that it?
I don't think he's here.
And after everything I did for you,
Well, he had gotten the
first
Dying
thing you
Light
go do,
company wrong.
love yourself, that's what. If there is a hell, I hope you're in it. Rotting, burning, all of it. Bye.
Damn, what a cunt.
I like how whenever these cutscenes pop, their hair like freaks out at the beginning.
There are more things in heaven and earth than are dreamt of in my philosophy.
Because they teleport the characters into camera frame, and they don't like pause the hair physics while it does that.
In the end, it was your choice.
Well, it's also like, why not set up the characters like a couple of seconds before the camera pops up, right?
Well, you should know it. It didn't just affect
Let the
you.
hair settle in first.
It hit your friends, too.
But nope, I just gotta
That
spawn
would
them right
require extra work.
I don't think
I don't
you
know,
knew
dude.
just how many
Misty's hair's
friends you
always
really
been
had.
kind of fucking weird. Like even
Maybe
now,
we'll
it's
see each
shaking
other again,
in ways it shouldn't.
Yeah.
You, me.
So many games ever do it on the hair physics. Like Aloy in Horizon, like her hair is always freaking the fuck out.
The only time I've ever seen it done well is in like Resident Evil 4 remake with that new hair system they put in.
Is that everybody?
Just want to say, Matt Boa, I see you. You did a good job in this game.
Yeah, just him. No, that doesn't. Just discount all the work anyone else did.
I always pick just one name in the credits of anything and just like, yeah, you, I see you.
Hideo Kojima.
I mean, we're gonna get a what's that fucking thing called? One with Norman Reedus.
Norman Reedus and the Funky Fetus, the video game?
Yeah.
No. We're not playing Death Stranding.
There's a canvas with two faces of fallen angels who loved and lost. It was a passion for the ages, but in the end, guess we paid the cost.
Could have gone like 25% faster. Well, I'm holding on the fast forward button right now. Normally it's much slower.
I think of beauty, I know. Will never fade.
I forgot Grimes was in this game.
What you did to me,
Elon Musk's ex-wife.
said what you had to say, but I think of beauty.
I'm not sure you can say ex-wife anymore. That's trademarked.
Twitter wife.
Twitter wife. Jesus, these credits are so long. I'll just skip them. Completed the main stories, blah blah. There's still so much to do. No. I do not want to return to the game. I will not be returning until 2 days from now when I play Phantom Liberty and it ultimately disappoints me again.
Are you gonna pick the ending of Phantom Liberty where you kill yourself too?
If there's an option, sure.
Sick and tired of all this fucking corporate espionage. I'm done.
I do hope it's good.
Wishful thinking, brother.
How can I be disappointed with no expectations? Oh.
I mean, the expectation comes with a $30 price tag, even if you don't really think much of it.
Don't even remind me
Also,
how
it
much
was
I
hyped
spent.
up for the past decade.
I think he's just talking Phantom Liberty.
Oh.
But yeah, this was never going to live up to a decade of expectations, but like, it doesn't even live up to basic expectations of an RPG, which makes it extremely disappointing. Because like, if it doesn't meet up to the expectations of an RPG, maybe the shooting elements will be good, or maybe the open world elements will be good, but it's not. Because this
My
game,
only expectations for RPGs is if I can run around either in my underwear or naked. That's it.
Well,
I mean, yeah, I did do that.
30 good first, dude. Cyberpunk
It's a good
is
game.
10 out of 10.
Yep. I guess if that's your only expectation for an RPG, then it does fit good game. People do not comment on you being naked now. Honestly, it's cool in like the couple of RPGs that I've played where they comment on the clothing that you're wearing, but that's not really standard for RPGs. And I can understand that being kind of like a hard thing to implement. Or like a time-consuming thing to implement.
Does that mean that Red Dead 2 is actually a good game? They do that?
I mean, Red Dead Redemption 2 has like a lot of effort put into the details of the game. It's just the general overarching game that suffers, you know?
But Will, the horse balls.
I knew someone was gonna bring it up.
The testicles.
Horse testicles.
I drive an electric horse.
Yeah, look, I love GTA, but it's not the details about GTA that make it a good game. And it sure as hell ain't the campaign. Anything else before we end the stream for the day?
I want my money back, and you didn't even pay me, or I didn't.
I want
pay
my
you
money
or
back.
anything.
Guess that took about 10 or 11 hours to beat out of the 20 that was expected.
Silver linings.
Guess that's what happens when you just do only the main missions.
You ready to play a good game now?
What are we playing?
Halo Infinite.
I do want to re-download the campaign and do some campaign co-op.
Ayo.
Just get me in the mood for Firefight for Season 5.
I think it's time for Payday 3.
I already did that.
We already
Did you see
did
the video?
Payday 3.
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of your best videos yet.
That Payday 3 video has done better for views than my last 10 videos. Which is so sad.
I didn't even get the live notification for it.
I know, a lot of people didn't, which is really annoying. Yeah, so that's where we'll end the stream. Thanks everyone
crap.
for.
Sorry, before you end it,
Yeah.
you should kill me live on stream because I just realized I'm not subscribed.
You motherfucker! I can't believe
Holy
you.
fucking shit.
We went to college
Plot
together.
Okay, well it's fixed now.
It better fucking be. I will disown
The
you.
the one subscriber you'll get from playing Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
That's not a pop.
Ugh. God, I have played. This year is so polarizing for games because there have been some of the worst games this year, and just some of like really really good games, like this year and the last year, like Elden Ring, Baldur's Gate, Redfall, Starfield, just like so polarizing, so majorly each end of the spectrum. And like we needed it because it's been a while since there's been games that are like massively good, you know? It's been a little while. That was Elden Ring, that was Baldur's Gate. I just hope it, I hope it continues. Maybe not this year, but like the next coming years, we just keep getting at least one game that is like genre smashing, expectation defining. I know that's a
like
high hopes, but we'll see.
I feel like we were due 2023 because like the past, I don't know, 4 years have been pretty mediocre in terms of games.
Yeah.
And like finally development on a bunch of games finished and we got good games.
Yep. And we got Redfall.
Did you pay for Redfall?
No, that was on Game Pass.
Oh, thank fuck, dude. I would have been so upset.
Yeah. GTA 6, come on. I really hope GTA 6 defies my expectations, but I expect it to be, and it will hit at least as good as GTA 5. It will hit that expectation. And by at least as good as GTA 5, I mean if the campaign is completely laid out identically to GTA 5, and which is every Rockstar game, which was Red Dead 2 as well, it'll be just as good. I just hope it's better. I hope that they've learned from their mission design on Cayo Perico and the casino heists and make missions that are more open-ended. But I don't expect it. I just hope.
How do you feel about that alleged $140 price tag, though?
What?
Yeah, apparently the game's gonna cost $140.
Oh,
Says
well, that's
who?
insane.
That's not happening.
You know what? I could be wrong.
Maybe with like
you will be
a
wrong.
battle pass.
If they have like a collector's edition, I could see that going up to like $300. But $140 just for the base game? Absolutely fucking not.
Maybe it'll be like Payday where the base game is $40 and then if you want the season pass or the longer season pass it goes up to like 80. Maybe they'll do something like that.
Yeah. What'll be interesting
but the
to
base
see,
game's not going to be more than like 70 or 80.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do if they decide to have like the base game be like 60 that comes with multiplayer, or like you could buy multiplayer separately from the get-go.
I feel like people are already in the process of overhyping GTA 6.
Oh, dude.
I mean,
the expectations people have for GTA 6 are way too high.
I've seen people draw up maps where they're gonna have every single map that's ever been playable in GTA in one map together, and that's just not...
So that's Rockstar's fault. Because Rockstar talked about how their original plans for GTA 6 were to include the entire continental United States.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah, that is ridiculous. And somebody at Rockstar was like, hey, that's ridiculous. We need to put our expectations in check. That's not gonna happen. So from what I hear now...
There was that game that...
What?
There was that game that already did that, like a driving game.
The Crew, yeah.
Yeah, The Crew. But like, there's nothing to do in, I don't know, 95% of that map. It's just a single road going through nowhere.
And
like, it
with
would not be fun for a
Rockstar's-
GTA game.
Yeah, with Rockstar's like attention to detail, they wouldn't have ever allowed that. Now, what they've been saying is it's going to launch with one map, and then they are going to be DLCing more maps into the game. Which still sounds insane to me.
I don't know. I
But
heard
we'll
about
see.
that.
If any company can
maps
do
they've
it, it's
already
GTA.
made.
You know, Rockstar.
There's that rumor going around that they're going to instance the map so it's seamless, but you have a bigger player count because every so much of the map is a different little instance.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust any leaks. I'm just going based off of what Rockstar said, and Rockstar was the one that said that they were going to launch the game with one map and plan to implement more maps later.
It'd be
I don't
cool if they
believe
actually-
any leaks anybody has, because 99% of those things people say are completely false. And it's the same with every Rockstar game. It was the same with GTA 4, same with GTA 5. I remember some absolutely outlandish claims about GTA 5 when that was coming out. So don't trust any leaks, kids. Just trust what Rockstar says.
You
And even
remember
then,
all the
take
hype
what Rockstar
from-
says with a grain of salt, because they said they were going to do campaign DLC, and they never did.
But they have heists.
You know what you're saying?
Do you remember when the first trailer for GTA 5 dropped? There was just one shot where a car crashed through a brick wall and the brick wall like crumbled, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, they have destruction physics. It's going to be amazing." And then you ran into bushes, full stop.
Yeah. That was that shot is in the game. It's a cutscene of you knocking out an armored car.
Oh yeah, it's fully scripted though.
Yeah,
It's not
fully scripted.
like actual physics in the game.
I mean, that's everything about GTA 5. Any of the cool stuff is fully scripted, which takes away any of the cool factor.
Yeah. I wonder if they're going to do the same thing they've done before. Release it on console like 6 months before PC.
People do
Oh, they
forget
did
what a
that with-
broken mess GTA 5 was at launch. It wasn't. GTA 5 was not a broken mess at launch. If you mean GTA Online, that was a broken mess at launch. GTA 5 was not a broken mess by any stretch of the word.
I do hate that Red Dead Online never got any love like GTA did.
Yeah, it's because
I
people
mean,
stopped playing it.
It's such a niche little corner of, I guess, the market with cowboy games, but still.
I'm kind of hoping that with Rockstar having bought the modders of 5M to like work on GTA 5, that means they understand that like the role-playing aspect of online was a big part of GTA Online for a lot of people, and so maybe GTA 6 Online will come with like more role-playing options.
Like getting a job. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Or just like belonging to different factions and things like that. Like having a different career path kind of thing.
If they
The only
do end-
career path is crime.
If they do end up doing something like that, I'm hoping they delay the multiplayer for like 6 or 7 months after the game officially launches, just to put all that shit in.
Yeah. Well, you know, the most fun thing about GTA 6 is going to be that it's not going to launch on PC.
Hope you got
I
a
can-
console, pal.
I can almost guarantee it. I do have a PS5, but I can almost guarantee it's not going to launch on PC. It'll probably take at least a year for the PC port. I would be very surprised if it launches on PC. So if anybody wants to quote me on this, so like, I'm not going to say it won't, but I can almost guarantee it, and I will be surprised if it does.
Yeah, I already owe you $10, dog. I'm not challenging that.
Yeah.
I thought he owed you money.
No.
Cross
I owe
owes
you
me
money.
$10 because he bet me that Cade was only going to show up for a couple of minutes in the new Destiny 2 DLC that's coming out. But I bet him, no, actually, it's going to be a case of like it is in every other piece of media where there's a dead character who shows up in an alternate land. They're trapped in that land and will be with us that whole time, but then cannot come back with us.
But
Rather specific.
yeah, the
It's
original bet
rather
was to get
specific,
into the
but
game.
this is a notable like trope that you can observe in other media.
That's true. Yeah.
I
can't
definitely
remember
fucking
anything
bitch
specific.
myself. Get your campaign installing, dog.
Yeah, I'm gonna install my Halo Infinite campaign. That is where we'll end the stream. Goodbye, everybody. Have a good rest of your Sunday.